I believe Policy Seminar is such a vital event for all of us in TRIO because it truly is a direct avenue to share all of the transformative work we do with our students and communities directly to our congressional representatives. And it allows us to highlight our work, just beyond impressive statistics and really get into the details of how us as counselors and educational access professionals really help our most vulnerable students.
Programs. Seminar provides the opportunity to be educated on proposals, legislation, and budgets, as well as how to strategically advocate for legislation that will benefit our programs. But above all else, it is important for our representatives to see the impact that decisions are making on real people. Policy is a powerful avenue for sharing TRIO student stories. And while we know that the data clearly shows that TRIO works, it is the individual stories that really have a lasting impact on the representatives on both sides of the aisle.
Congressional funding is the lifeblood of our programs. Currently, with the last administration, we only got a $7 million increase in funding. Well, it was an increase. It isn't enough for us to have a robust competition for the upcoming McNair, Upward Bound, and Upward Bound Math Science programs. So we need to continue to advocate for our programs and show our members of Congress why TRIO works, what impact it has on our students, and how a continued growth in funding will impact more students that we serve in our community.
I never thought that I could have an effect on what is decided in Congress until I attended the COE policy seminar. It was rejuvenating knowing that I, along with my fellow TRIO professionals and COE, can help receive funding for the TRIO program.
And while it can be stressful, Day on the Hill is one of my favorite parts about being a part of the TRIO community. I've been fortunate enough to participate in Day on the Hill on a couple of occasions with Nevada TRIO students, and it's absolutely awe-inspiring just to see how mature, empowered, and brave our students are when they speak truth to power and remind not just our congressional reps, but all of us that TRIO work.
One of my favorite memories of Policy Seminar is sitting in the office of Congressman Jimmy Gomez and him walking in and having recognized us from an event we had a few months earlier and being like, hey, Occidental's in the house. And knowing that we had made that connection with him and continue to work with his office to continue to advocate for our program growth and for successful funding year after year.
We've visited members who are in prominent committees like the appropriations committees, which makes decisions on what types of programs get funding. This is why it's very important to continue to show how TRIO works in our region. It's important to share our success stories and make a good impact to our members.
I will never forget meeting with a Nevada senator that had traditionally not been very supportive of TRIO programs. He talked a good game, but at the end of the day, when it came down to it, he supported state funding and oversight over educational access programs. When one of our Upward Bound students that was present in a meeting with him challenged him on this, informing him that because Nevada did not sufficiently fund education in her community, that without federal funding for Upward Bound, she would not be standing with him there on the Capitol steps, nor would she be preparing to attend the United States Air Force Academy after graduation. I was floored when he changed his stance and said that he would in fact support federal funding for TRIO programs.
My favorite memory of Policy Seminar has definitely been walking the Hill with my students and hearing them share their amazing stories to members of Congress of how TRIO programs have positively affected them.
I realized that I shouldn't leave it up to other people to advocate for my students. I needed to be part of the solution. Once you attend the policy seminar, talk to your representatives in Congress, and make a difference, you will be hooked too.
As you can see, there's a lot for us to advocate for with our members in Congress. I look forward to seeing you all at this year's virtual policy seminar in March. TRIO works.